Vishnupad Paramahansa Prajakacharya Stottra Shri Srimati Isi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagavan Ki Jai Shri Shri Damodar Bhagavan Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana Ki Jai Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunamalatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapat Kamlam Shri Gurana Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagratam Sahagan Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Sarabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanatavascha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishnabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubaksha Kripa Sindhu Bhayaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So today we have Radhika Krpa Devi Dasi Mataji. She is born in a Sikh business family. She studied in a convent school and was a fashion designer by profession. She married into a Hindu Punjabi business family, was doing business when she joined ISKCON. After initiation in 2001, her spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaji, ordered her to be an international preacher and be an author also. She has written 5 books and various articles for Dhanvat and Back to Godhead magazine. Her books are with devotional poems, Pearl of Devotion, Vaishnav Teaching in Sikhism. It's in 5 languages. Vaishnavism and Sikhism, Memoirs with My Spiritual Father, Guru the Spiritual Father, Death the Unstoppable, and many more. She travels all over the world to give discourses in Japan, Canada, Australia, US, Hong Kong, Thailand, London, Pakistan, and many more. During COVID, online preaching became intensive and she joined in distribution of scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam that has crossed over 2,200 says in last 4 years and nearly 65,000 Bhagavad Gita in last 4 years. And this year, Mataji has achieved 1,100 Srimad Bhagavatam in
Bhagavad Gita is yet to come on Bhadra Purnima.
So, and other devotional activities like the weekend school online for kids, chanting session and various courses on the study of scriptures. Her standing session has crossed over 1,200 days with attendance of nearly 100 people every day. His Grace Rashtriya Prabhu, her husband, has done beautiful ISKCON temple projects in Delhi, Gurgaon and other places. The latest in Rohini ISKCON in Delhi, a masterpiece temple in the words of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaji. He served the Lordship, encourages Radhika Krpa Mataji to do so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. whatever you heard right now, it's all the glories of Guru Maharaj and Guru Parampara. It's all Srila Prabhupada. I have not done anything. I just followed what the instructions came. In fact, today's class is also, it's one of the favorite class today, what we are going to do. It's about the Guru. So it was only what I did was a tribute to my Guru Maharaj, what we did this year, because he gave me a target of 1000 Bhagavatam sets, Srimad Bhag, all the Bhadra Purnima in 2020. He said, your online preaching you're doing, so Bhadra Purnima, that was the first time ISKCON was going into the distribution of Bhagavatam sets. We were always doing marathon for Bhagavad Gita, but that was the first time that marathon for Srimad Bhagavatam came up. And so he gave me this target of 1000 Bhagavatam sets, but we could not do that much because that was the first year. We did at least 450 sets that first year, 2020. And then the other coming years, we did like 565, 525, and then 626, and 800 in 2023. And this year, the 2024, we did 800. And this year, I had this desire, a very big desire that we should fulfill the desire of our spiritual master. So with my group, and we have nearly crossed 1600 days we have crossed. It's now going on 1615 days. We have a morning session every day, chanting session for the last 1600 days. So that starts at 5 a.m. in the morning, Indian Standard Time. So we did this year 1108 Bhagavatam sets. We distributed it. And our score goes to the east of Kailash temple, Shri Shri Radha Partha Sakti in Delhi. So that's where our score adds on to. So let's come back to the shloka today. So we have, today's verse is 10th canto of Bhagavatam and chapter 80th. And the shloka is 42. Tushtoham bahodvija shreshta Satya santu manoratha Chandasi ayata yamani Bhavanti vaha pratracha Tushto ambo dvija shreshta Satya santu manoratha Chandasi asya yata yamani Bhavantva iha pratracha Tushto ambo dvija shreshta Satya santu manoratha Chandasyata yamini Bhavantaviha pratracha. So, Prabhuji's, anybody would like to?
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Satya santu manoratha
Satya santu manoratha
Chandam sirayata yamani
Chandamsi ayata yamani
Bhavantva viha paratracha
Bhavantva viha paratracha
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Santu manoratha
Satya santu manoratha
Sriyata yamani
Chandamsi ayata yamani
Bhagavad paratracha
Bhavantiva paratracha
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Satya santu manoratha
Satya santu manoratha
Chandamsyayata yamani
Chandamsi ayata yamani
Bhavantviha paratracha
Bhavantiva paratracha
Mataji's.
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Tushtoham bodhvija shrestha
Satya santu manoratha
Satya santu manoratha
Chandamsyayata yamani
Chandamsi ayata yamani Satya Santu Manoratha.
Chandansi ayatayamani.
Chandansi ayatayamani.
Bhavanva iha paratracha.
Word meaning, translation, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So please repeat the word meanings after me. Tushta, satisfied. Aham, I am. Bo, my dear ones. Dvija, of Brahmanas. Shrestha, O best. Satya, fulfilled. Santu, may they be. Manoratha, your desires. Chandasi, Vedic mantras. Ayata Yamani, never growing old. Bhavantu, may they be. Iha, in this world. Partra, in the next world. Cha, and. So the translation, please repeat. You boys are first class Brahmanas, and I am satisfied with you. May all your desires be fulfilled, and may the Vedic mantras you have learned never lose their meaning for you in this world or the next. So this is a beautiful verse. We know the scenario of all those who have been attending these sessions. They know this is Sudama visits Lord Krishna. So Sudama visits Lord Krishna in Dwarka. He is a very poor Brahmana. Sudama is his best friend, one of the friends from Gurukul. Both studied together under Sandeep Muni, got the training under their spiritual master Sandeep Muni. And now when Sudama gets married and he is a very poor Brahmana, he doesn't have nothing to survive upon. Then his wife insists that he must visit his friend, who is the king, who is the Supreme Lord himself. And she says that you must go to him. And he's very embarrassed, he's feeling shy, he doesn't want to come here, but yet on his wife's request, he plans this journey. And he comes to Dwarka. And there he is greeted by the Supreme Lord himself, where when he comes to Dwarka, he enters the palace, and Krishna is so full of joy to see him. And they both they remember now. Krishna says in the previous, you go to the previous shlokas, here on the 9th shloka, we read that Sudama's wife sent him. She insists, oh Brahmana, isn't true that the husband of goddess of fortune is a personal friend of yours? She says, goddess of fortune's husband is Madhav Pati, that's Krishna. Indeed, he is Lakshmi's Pati. So he is your best friend. Why don't you go to see him? We are living in such a situation where we don't have anything to eat, nothing to... don't have clothes even. She has just one tattered sari. And he has one dhoti, only one dirty dhoti that's tattered from places and places. And she says, convinces him that you must visit him. And then Shukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, when his wife thus repeatedly implored him in various ways, the Brahmana thought to himself, to see Lord Krishna is indeed the greatest achievement in life. So he was feeling shy. Maybe it's his pride was there, that he could not go there to ask any help from Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one should come to me for any help they need. But they must come to me. They should not go here and there. They must come to me always. So in the 7th chapter, clearly he says in the Bhagavad Gita. So she begged Sudama and gave a small gift for Krishna. So never go empty-handed to see Krishna. So that's the first rule we learn here. That though we have whatever little we have, we should offer him. If we can give everything, that's perfect. Your tan, dhan, man. Your physical service, your mind, and that says tan, man, and dhan. All the opulence you may have. His opulence, he didn't have anything. So she borrowed from a neighbor chipped rice, flat chipped rice, a handful of chipped rice, and tied them in the dirty piece of cloth. That's all she had. But Krishna loves that. We will see that Krishna loved it. So now he made the journey, and then he reaches there. And when he reaches the palace, he just tells the servants of Krishna, those who are at the gate, the gatekeepers, and they bring him inside. And then Shukdev Goswami says how he meets Krishna, how Krishna is so full of joy when he sees him, and then he hugs him. Intense ecstasy upon touching the body of his dear friend, the wise Brahmana, and thus he shed tears of love. So Krishna actually, he touched the Brahmana, Sudama's body, and his dear friend's body, and then there was ecstasy. That's the moment of rejoicement. So when we come to the temple, we see darshan of Krishna, that's moment of rejoicement. So that's the wise Brahmana, and thus he shed tears of love. And then Lord Krishna seated Sudama. So it says he was in his inner chambers with the queens. He was surrounded by his queens. Rukmani is there. And then he welcomes Sudama there. He doesn't say, let's go out and sit there. No. Wherever he is there, he welcomed the Brahmana there. That shows that he is so much in love with the Supreme Lord, that is so much in love and care he had for his friend. The respect for a Brahmana, it's a Vaishnava's respect. Even Krishna does that. So Krishna welcomed him and seated him there, and then he anointed him with divinely fragrant sandalwood. And then it says here that he even offered, like he sprinkled water in him, and he did his abhishek of his lotus feet as well. And Rukmani is pouring water and he does and everybody is surprised what's happening here. A shabbily dressed Brahmana is here and Krishna has really gone mad after him. And he has nothing on him. He's totally shabbily, just a dirty dhoti is wearing. And here Krishna is hugging him, embracing him. And the residents of palace said, what pious acts has this unkept, impoverished Brahmana has performed? What did he do to get so much of love and affection from Krishna? What did he do? And then Krishna starts actually speaking. So taking each other's hand, Krishna and Sudama talked pleasantly about how they once lived under the school of their guru. Now they are thinking about how they lived under Sandeepa Muni, their guru. How did they spend the days there? Then Krishna speaks, my dear Brahmana, you know well the ways of dharma. After you offer the gift of remuneration to Guru and returned home from the school, what did you all do? You got married, you have a wife. What happened? Just tell me. I want to know. Krishna knows everything. He's Antaryami. He knows everything. But when we pray, he knows even what we have, what all we have, what all problems we are facing, what all struggles we are going through, what are we are enjoying in this life, what are we doing. He knows everything. But he loves to listen from his devotees. He loves to listen when we pray. When we pray and speak about our own struggles, we ask his help. That is what he wants. That we should cross over all inhibitions, all doubts. We should surrender. So that's how he's asked. He knew everything. What Sudama is, how Sudama is faring in life, what is happening in his life. He knows everything. He could have helped him like that only. Oh, he is my school friend, I should give him a lot of opulence. No. He waited for Sudama to come to Dwarka. He waited for the moment that Sudama comes to Dwarka and asks for help. Some may say, oh, Krishna is very arrogant. No, he's not arrogant. He just wants us to get reformed. He just wants that we should shed off our false pride, our false ego that we are carrying with us for the last so many births. We have taken birth and gone away, come back again. But our false ego doesn't leave us. Because our subtle body is made up of that. That's why we are alive. We are again and again taking birth. Otherwise, we would have gone back to Godhead. But here, we can see that he speaks about, Krishna talks about all that happened in the Gurukul. What happened, what training they got, how their spiritual master was. I, the soul of all living beings, am not satisfied by ritual worship, Brahminical initiation, penance, or self-discipline, as I am by faithful service rendered to one's spiritual master. That's what Krishna says here. He says that, my dear Brahmana, you remember what we did, live together in Gurukul, how we lived under the spiritual master. And when a twice-born student has learned from his guru, all that is to be learned. He can enjoy spiritual life, which lies beyond all ignorance. So one who has got the Brahmin initiation, who's got Dvija, who has been accepted by the spiritual master, what happens to him? He can now enjoy the spiritual life that is beyond all ignorance. So spiritual life is meant to be enjoyed. Material life is not meant to be enjoyed. Material life is bereft of the Guru, bereft of Krishna. But the spiritual life is full of bliss. It's full of enjoyment. It's guaranteed. As you just heard that I have written so many books, but that was the order of my spiritual master. My Guru Maharaj said, I'm from a Sikh family. When I joined ISKCON in 99, I used to travel with my Guru Maharaj sometimes, like my Prabhuji, and we would take up many services, like dropping Guru Maharaj, picking up, and then having his association all the time. And then I would just speak out some verse from the Granth Sahib, because when I would hear a verse from Gita, I don't know how it would come out from me, a similar kind of a verse of the Granth Sahib, Sri Guru Granth Sahib. So then my Guru Maharaj said, he was Punjabi, so he said, he could understand all that. And he said, why don't you write it down, put it in a book? But I never said no to him, but I knew that I'm not scholar. Even when he said, I want you to go and preach, I want you to give lectures, the first thing he gave when I was not initiated, even he gave me an order, I want you to give lectures. And I said, I am not perfect, how can I give? And he said, you will become perfect, but you have to give, it's my order. And then I accepted that order, I started speaking. And then one day he said, I want you to write a book, you should pen it down. And then I thought, I'm not a scholar, how can I write? And you need a lot of evidence, you need a lot of, compiling a book, you need to study. And I'm talking about the year like 2001, 2, 3, 4, when there was no Google, and no ChatGPT as well. So you could not take help from AI, you had to do everything yourself. So then he kept on saying that. And in 2001, June, we were in Vrindavan. And we were in the office of Vrindavan Temple, where we were meeting Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj now. He was Devamrit Prabhu at that time. So he was there, and then my Guru Maharaj introduced and told him, do you know Radhika Krpa? He said, just yes. And then Guru Maharaj said, you know, she has written a book on Vaishnavism and Sikhism, and I had not written a word. And Devamrit Prabhu Maharaj, he looked at me, Devamrit Prabhu, and he acknowledged, appreciated it, and I said, thank you. I had not done anything. But that was June 2007. And then I promised myself that my Guru Maharaj, Vyas Puja comes in most of the times it comes in August, because it's just after Prabhupada's, one day after Prabhupada's Vyas Puja. So most of the time it comes in August. So I promised to myself that I go back to Delhi, and within this 1.5 months, because half month of June and then July and then August, I'll write the book and gift it to my Guru Maharaj on his Vyas Puja, because he's been asking it so many times. That means I have to do it. And then I sat through 1.5 months, I sat through like 12-13 hours every day, going through the scriptures and writing the book, penning it down in my laptop. And just before his Vyas Puja, just in the nick of the time, the evening before Vyas Puja, the book got published and came from the publisher. And I gifted it to him on his Vyas Puja. The clip is on my Instagram, it's there very much. You can all watch it. So I gifted it to him and he was extremely happy. And it didn't stop there. When I wrote the book, the next thing was just after 15 days or 1 month, there was a meeting of GBC, and he tells Jayapataka Maharaj that Jayapataka Maharaj took me as his Shiksha disciple, favorite Shiksha disciple. I had his blessings, I have his blessings a lot. So my Guru Maharaj told him in the meetings that Radhika Krpa has written the book. And Jayapataka Maharaj rings me up in the middle, like, the meeting is over by 11 p.m. in the night. And he calls me by 11:30 in the night. His servant calls me and he says, Maharaj will speak to you. And then Maharaj said that, yeah, I heard you've written the book. How many copies will you give me? I said, as many as you want. And he said, tomorrow I'm coming to Delhi. I'm in transit, come to the airport. and get the copies. I will take it with me to Hong Kong and London. And I took the copies to the airport, and I was very fortunate that I could drive him for he had to be dropped to the international airport from the domestic, but via his disciples' home. So there's a long story to cut short. I took him, I drove him, I picked him up from the airport, I drove him, and he asked me to read my whole book to him. And I read the book to him, and he took it to London and he took it to Hong Kong. He was the first one to distribute this book. And he gave a testimonial when the next edition came up. He said, "Thank you for this wonderful contribution. I pray you can make many pure devotees." Jai Pataka. Your ever well-wisher, Jai Pataka Swami. So, this is with Guru Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj gave a beautiful foreword to this book. There's a beautiful foreword by him here. He says, Srila Prabhupada has always asked his disciples to write books that could help in preaching. I want to thank Radhika Krpa Devidasi for spending time to produce this important book. As she is a gifted writer and a good preacher, I want to encourage her to keep writing and preaching to enlighten the suffering humanity. Yours sincerely, Gopal Krishna Goswami. So Guru Maharaj gave his blessings, and this book actually then got translated in 5 languages. I wrote in English. It came out in Hindi, in Punjabi, and in Urdu and Sindhi in Pakistan. It's distributed in Sindhi and Urdu in Pakistan. So there's lots of things to say, but coming back to the shloka, we will go back now. So this is how a spiritual master is. I was just giving you a glimpse of what Krishna is saying here. We can all experience in this movement of ISKCON. We can all experience the mercy of the spiritual master, the mercy of the Vaishnavas. So I was very fortunate to have mercy from so many Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas from Guru Parampara, those are linked to the Guru Parampara. So here it says, you enjoy spiritual life. That is how it has been the previous 26 years from me and my husband. That not for a moment also we felt, oh, we made a mistake being in ISKCON. We never felt that. So here Krishna says, they are remembering all this, and he's speaking to his best friend, one of the friends, not the best, but one of his friends, that's Sudama. He's caring for him, he's taking care of him and speaking. So today's verse, when we come, they are talking about it, and it's Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, he says here, I'm sorry, we've gone ahead. So they both are remembering the time they spend there. And he says here, that whatever the ritual worships, Krishna says, I'm not satisfied by the ritual worships. I'm only satisfied by the faithful service rendered to one's spiritual master. To a bona fide spiritual master, one renders service. If we listen to Prabhupada, if we listen to our spiritual master, because their instructions are not different to what Srila Prabhupada's instructions are. So if we follow them, we will enjoy this spiritual life. Living in this material world, we'll enjoy spiritual life. Every house becomes a Vaikuntha if they follow the orders of their spiritual master. So he says, oh Brahmana, do you remember what happened to us while we were living with our spiritual master? So they are remembering they're enjoying, remembering their services rendered to their spiritual master. So when we feel sad or morose, if we remember our spiritual master, we will be rejoiceful. Like these 2 boys, the best of the Brahmanas, they say. Because today's shloka is that Tushtoam Bo Dvija Shreshta. It says here, you boys are first-class Brahmanas. Who is saying this? Sandeepa Muni. And they both are remembering this. Krishna is reminding this. That our Guru said, you both are first-class Brahmanas. And I'm satisfied with you. And I'm very satisfied with you. The 41st and the 40th verse is again the same. Oh my children, Sandeep Muni said, that you have dedicated to me your completely disregard of your own comfort. So one has to go out of the comfort zone to serve the spiritual master. Like Guru Maharaj was telling me again and again, write the book, and I was being indifferent to the instruction because I thought I'm not capable. But my Guru thought, no, he was making me write. It's not that it's my capability. The Guru empowers you. Likewise, he gave me the target of 1000 Bhagavatam sets. And I told Guru Maharaj, I have not done one single Bhagavatam set in my whole life. I have never distributed one Bhagavatam set. Rather than just I have bought for myself, but I have never distributed one to anyone else. How will I do 1000? It's a lifetime target. But this year we saw it with my group. We could do it. We had our target 1008 Bhagavatam sets. And just as the 3 weeks were already over, just 1.5 weeks was left for the marathon to end. We were very worried. We had just crossed over 700 sets. And I was so worried that how will we do the remaining 300? It's a big, and we were taking blessings from all over the world, from all the Vaishnavas. Vaisisika Prabhu, I met him in Florida this year, and I especially asked his blessings. I said, please bless me so that we can do this, achieve this target this year at least. We can please our Guru Maharaj. And so many other senior, Indradhuman Maharaj was there, but Bibi Govind Maharaj was there. Even Radhanath Maharaj, I asked him, I said, I need your blessings to achieve this target, to fulfill this target and please my spiritual master. And they all blessed it, but now when the target was stuck, like it was, we were stuck at 700, I was thinking, why this is not happening? There is something is missing that we are not doing. And you won't believe in what I gave to all my, I used to have Zoom meetings because everybody was from all over the world. We could not physically meet. So I was telling them that do one thing, write your target on a piece of paper and place it in your altar and ask the blessings of the Guru Parampara. Ask the blessings of the spiritual master. Pray to him. Pray to the Guru Parampara to please bless us so that we are able to fulfill the desire of our spiritual master. We are able to please Srila Prabhupada. And everybody did that. Those who were very serious practitioners with me, they did it. And they said that the people who were not picking up their calls earlier, not talking to them, they knew the book distributors are here to disturb us again, ask for to take the set or sponsor it set. So they were earlier not picking up the calls. Now after praying so hard, now whenever they call someone, they said, oh yes, we want it, please send it, please help us. We really are looking for it. And we would do with you more. We will ask our friends and family to take the Bhagavatam to achieve this blessing. And in no moment, one day it was like that, we did 150 sets in one day. And within the last 10 days it was, we completed our target. We went beyond our target. Our target was 1008, but we achieved 1108, 100 sets more than what we wanted to do. So, you see, the Guru Parampara really blesses. So here we are reading this, and it's perfectly, that's what Krishna is telling. He says here, you boys, their gurus told them, you boys are the first class Brahmanas and I'm satisfied with you. May all your desires be fulfilled, and may the Vedic mantras you have learned never lose their meaning for you. So this is a message for all of us. So we are with Prabhupada, and this is as if Prabhupada is speaking to us, that your desires will be fulfilled. Because our desires are not materialistic. The devotees' desires are not material. They don't want a big house, they don't want a lot of money. They want everything for Krishna. If they have anything that comes to them, that's for Krishna. That's for the service of the spiritual master and Krishna. So the Vedic mantras you have learned never lose their meaning to you. So the best Vedic mantra we all know is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So the meaning of this mantra may never lose, because what are we asking when we chant this mantra? What are we asking from Krishna? Yeah, engage us in service. And we are looking for Krishna Prema at the end. But the first thing is engage us in your service. We are crying for this service. When service comes our way, we don't take it. We have so many excuses. But those who take the service, and if they don't have any, you don't have any service also, but you pick a service for yourself, Krishna loves it. It's not that somebody may come and give you a service, but you can always ask for a service or pick a service for yourself. So here, this mantra should never lose the meaning for you in this world or the next. Because this is the only mantra that is going to go with us to the next life. If we are fortunate enough to go back to Godhead, this mantra is going to open the doors for us there. The spiritual master is going to take us. He is the only one who will see us after we leave this mortal world. Nobody else is going to come. No, none of our family can come there. None of the children, not your spouses, nobody will be there. Only the Guru will be there. So if you are surrendered to the Guru, Guru is going to be there for us. So Prabhupada says, cooked food left sitting for 3 hours is called Yata Yama, including that it has lost its taste. And similarly, if a devotee does not remain fixed in Krishna consciousness, the transcendental knowledge that once inspired him on spiritual path will lose its taste or meaning for him. Thus Sandipa Muni blesses his disciples that the Vedic mantras which reveal the absolute truth will never lose their meaning for them, but will remain ever fresh in their minds. So Prabhupada has actually compared this in the purport. He says, when the food is left for cooked food is left for more than 3 hours, it's not to be offered to Krishna now, because it's Yata Yama now. It has lost its taste. Similarly, if a devotee does not remain fixed in transcendental knowledge or Krishna consciousness, then that once inspired him on the spiritual path. If you have been chanting for, say you joined ISKCON and you've been chanting for 10 years, 15 years, you will lose the taste. So that's why when you join ISKCON, one must try to actually follow all the rules and regulations and chant nicely and offer the bhoga, eat prasadam and take initiation. That is very important. If you don't do that, you will lose the taste. That once inspired him, the transcendental knowledge that once inspired him on spiritual path will lose its taste. Thus, Sandipa Muni blesses his disciples that the Vedic mantras which reveal the absolute truth will never lose their meaning for them, but will remain ever fresh in their minds. The blessing of the Guru, that's important. That is why Prabhupada quotes here, Sandipa Muni blesses his disciples. So when the Guru blesses us, we will never lose the taste for the spiritual life. We will always be very enthusiastic in spiritual life if we are blessed by the Guru, and we reciprocate. It's important that we are blessed by the Guru, we take initiation, but we don't follow the rules and we don't actually, some people just take initiation and think it's over now. But they forget initiation means the beginning, initiate. That's the process is being initiated now. And now if you feel relaxed, then you will not find it. You will not find your goal. Now is the time to start working more. Initiation doesn't mean relaxation. Initiation means now more work has to be put in. Now you are fully surrendered. Earlier you were on your own. It was like being a stray dog who could go anywhere and everywhere. But now you've become a pet dog. So pet dog follows his master. So now you have to follow your master. You have to follow his instructions very seriously. You just can't be at leisure now with the instructions. So when this shloka came up to me yesterday, I came to know when I landed, I came to know of this shloka. So I was smiling to myself because just day before yesterday, I was talking this, I gave a class in someone's home in Canberra. So I was there in Canberra and I had nearly, say, 20 programs in Canberra in 10 days. So I was there in the evening, there was a class on the Thursday evening. I had a class and I was talking about Sudama only. I gave us the story of Sudama in my lecture. And then when this shloka came up, I said, wow. Because I read it's in the Guru Granth Sahib even, the story is there. The similar story comes up in the Guru Granth Sahib. It says here, I'm going to read from there. Bipra Sadama Daladi Bal Sakhaye Mitra Sadai Lagu Hoy Bamani Mil Jagdish Dalindar Gavai. So it's here Ki Bipra Sadama, that's a Brahman Sudama. Daladi means very poor, Daridra, Bal Sakha, and he is the childhood friend of Krishna. So Mitra, and he is his friend, Mitra Sadai, he was called his friend. Lagu Hoy Bamani, so his Bamani means his wife. He's Brahman and his wife is Brahmani. So his wife insisted for him to go to and meet Jagdish, Dalitra Gavai. So she says, Mil Jagdish Dalitra Gavai. Go to Jagdish, that's Krishna. And so that we are very poor. So she did not wanted opulence, but at least she wanted that they become comfortable. So Chaliya, it says here, Chaliya gada gantiya kyun kar jaye kaun milaye pauta nagar dwar ka singh dwar khalota jaye. So he conceded to the request of his wife and he started for Dwarka. So duro dekh dandot kar chhad singhasan harji aaye. So when Krishna saw him from far off, he left his singhasan, his throne, and he ran for Sudama. And what he did, Charan dokh pehle de pradakshana peri peke galana lai. So he actually did pradakshana. He circumambulated the Brahmana. He touched his feet. He embraced him. Galna lai. Charan dokh lai pair toe. And he did the abhishek for his lotus feet. Singhasan uthe bathaya. And then he places him. It says here in the Bhagavatam, and very clearly in a shloka it says, he places him on his bed. So that is the place where he would not ask anyone else come and sit here. So that is the throne like. He places him there, gives him the topmost respect. Puche kushala peru. And here he asked we just read a shloka, where he asked that after you left the Gurukul, you got married, how was your life? So here the same thing is here. Puche kushala peru. Pyaru kar guru seva di katha sunan. And they both, today we are doing this, they both started together singing the glories of their guru. So here it says here, Puche kushala peru kar guru seva di katha sunai. So Krishna tells him, reminds him rather of what their guru told them. He's reminding him. Because in the heart that Sudama had little tinge of pride. That is why he was not coming to Krishna. So now, Krishna is very clever in preaching. He's not directly saying that you have pride. He's talking about their guru. And then he reminds that our guru said this, you both are very nice brahmanas. You are first class brahmanas. You should follow the instructions of the spiritual master. So this is because I had the association of Guru Maharaj so much. So Guru Maharaj, if he found any fault in any devotee, he would not straightforward come to the devotee and tell him, do this. It was in his lectures he would talk about such incidents here, we read in Bhagavatam. He would repeat them for the devotee to understand. So those who were guilty would understand themselves and they would rectify. So likewise here, and this is from the Guru Granth Sahib I'm reading. So that these were taken from the Bhagavatam only. They were not taken from anywhere else, but the Bhagavatam is being repeated there. So Puche Kusal, then he says, Lay tandul chabayo vida kare agal puchave char padarat sakucha pathai. So then he stayed one night, just one night he stayed there. And Krishna did not give him anything. He just sent him off. And on his way back he's thinking what kind of friend he is. He welcomed me so nicely, but he did not give anything to me. My wife said, go to him. He did not give anything. And then it says here that Vida kar diya, he sent him off. And on the way he's thinking, he never gave me anything. But when he reaches, you will read in the next coming shlokas, when Sudama reaches the corner of his street, what he sees is a magnificent palace instead of his hut. He has a magnificent palace, his wife all dressed up in silk saris and loaded with ornaments. And Sudama had a pride in him that he slept on the floor on a mat. And now Krishna, what he did, if he says, I will sleep on the floor only, I don't accept this palace, I will sleep on the floor. What Krishna did, the floor of his palace was made of emeralds and rubies. That is more expensive than the bed itself. And if he says, I sleep on the floor, he sleep on the floors of diamonds and rubies. Who sleeps on the floor of diamonds and rubies? And Sudama's palace became like that. So this is the story of two friends. And this is the story how Krishna reminds him of the importance of the Guru. How Guru is so important in life. And how a bona fide spiritual master can change our life, give us bliss in this life itself. The material life which is full of misery and agony. But with the Guru's mercy we can get the bliss here. Hare Krishna. I think so class goes on till 8:30. Any question is there? Anybody has any question? No question? I go. So I have very few copies here of my books, but many were gone in Canberra. I could just travel with 100 books in all. So I have 6 books, but I'm just carrying with me very few books now, 5 books and very few limited copies with me. So if anybody wants these books, they can contact Nirmal Gopi Mataji. So I've written Vaishnava teachings in Sikhism. Then I came up with Vaishnavism and Sikhism. So the verse that I read to you, it is here. I've written the meaning of Vaheguru. Lots of things are there. So in the coming sessions we will be having, I'm here for 4 days more. So in the coming sessions, if you all will join in, we'll be talking about more things from the book itself. So there is another one, Vaishnavas, and lots of things I will disclose to you which you won't be knowing. But these are again the things that we discuss. They have to be actually spread out very intelligently. I hope you all understand. So Vaishnavism and Sikhism I've written then another one, Guru the Spiritual Father, and Memoirs with My Spiritual Master. That came out in 23 when Guru Maharaj was very much here. I offered it to him and he was very happy. That was the Memoirs with him. And that I have done, edited this year and added more 100 pages to it. It has got 300 candid pictures of Guru Maharaj with me and lots of pastimes. So I'll be talking about Guru Maharaj pastimes in the afternoon class. So those who are interested can join us in that class as well. I'll be talking about the pastimes of Guru Maharaj. And there's another book, Death the Unstoppable. That also I was writing in 2024. March I was writing and April Guru Maharaj left us. And March I was asking him to give me a foreword for the book. And I said, Guru Maharaj, and he asked me specially, what is the title of your book? I said, Death the Unstoppable. And he said, very nice topic. It's a very nice title. And unfortunately, he could not give the forward to me because the Rohini temple opening came up on the 17th of April. We were very, very busy. I had the longest association with him in those days. The April whole month nearly we were with him. And just when he left for Dehradun 2 days, on 28th April we were again with him. And 29th was Monday. He took appointment with the doctor, took his heart checked, and doctor said it's fine, you can go ahead. And we all were saying don't go, but he said no, I want to go. So he went to Dehradun to attend the meetings, and then Tuesday he left for Dehradun, and Thursday he had that nasty fall, and Saturday in the morning, early morning, he suffered first heart attack, and we left Delhi immediately. When we came to know, we were in Dehradun. And by 2 o'clock in Saturday, he was okay. Like, he was full in consciousness. He was perfectly, like doctor said, he's fine, better. But then suddenly at 2:30 again, he had another attack. And then the next day, Sunday morning, he left. So I wrote that book later, and My Spiritual Father, I added more pages to it. And that's how the journey with Guru Maharaj was there. So Guru Maharaj, but the Vaishnavas never die. They are always there. And before leaving on 28th April, he gave this instruction. Especially my group was there, few people were there, I was there. And he insisted on getting that recorded. We were making films, of course we were shooting it. And then he insisted on wearing the mic. His voice was very feeble. So he insisted on wearing the mic, and he said, no, I want to wear it. And he wore the mic, and then he spoke in that. And he gave the instruction that in Vani, the Guru is always with you. Vapu, you may not see him, but in Vani, the Guru will remain with you always. The final instruction he gave to us. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki jai, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gaunitai ki jai. God Premanande. Hari Hari Bhava.